how to seduce, initiate intimacy with your woman is a topic today, and this basically eliminates rejection. It eliminates rejection, and it's the opposite of what you've been taught. It's the opposite of what your intuition tells you, but it's what works. And I'm going to share this with you today. And I like to give my best stuff out for free, so you can try it, see how well this works in your real life. And I know you all are going to be back for more. So that's why I do it this way, because when you try this, you'll be surprised how well it works. Unfortunately, most of what men intuitively assume and have been taught about female sexuality is wrong. Think about yourself as a man. You're usually always up for sex. Even if you're tired, even if you've had a hard day, even if it was an emotionally, physically taxing day for you, sex is a stress reliever, and you're usually up for it. The one thing you have to understand about women is they're usually not in the mood for sex. Especially the women that work outside the home, and they have a lot of stress going on in their everyday lives, and they're in their masculine all the time. They're not usually going to be in the mood for sex. No matter how attractive, rich, successful, or powerful you are, most of the time your woman will not be in the mood to have sex with you, and she'll almost never take the initiative to initiate sex with you. And this is not something to feel bad about. It doesn't signal any problem with you. It's just one of the many differences between men and women. We as men have exponentially more testosterone, which makes our libido and sexual desire much higher than a woman who's unstimulated. The key is stimulation. And with the proper routine and way of life, but having the proper routine as a man will make her sexual appetite higher, and eventually it will be higher than yours if you implement the stuff I'm trying to teach you. Just because she isn't in the mood at the moment doesn't mean you can't use your masculine wisdom, wit, and skills to get her enthusiastically in the mood to receive your love. You just cannot expect a woman to be locked and loaded and ready for sex at any time like you are. What she needs, what she's craving, is a masculine man that knows what he's doing and knows how to get her in the mood for intimacy. Usually, she will not be in the mood at all. And if you want sex and you want intimacy, you must put in the effort to get her in the mood for it. In this video, I will show you how to initiate sex with your woman. And since I learned the hard way and came up with these methods and implemented these methods, I haven't even had one rejection when I wanted to be intimate with my woman. This has also worked with women who I was on a first date with, and women I've been in a long-term relationship with for many years. These methods are not simple, easy, or intuitive, but once you make them a habit and a way of life, and make them your standard operating procedure, you will happily learn that they are rejection proof, because if you live by these rules, she will want and need sex more than you do. Women want you to take the lead and be confident, especially when leading them to the bedroom. The less words you use for this, the better. A mistake I had made often when I was in my 20s and less experienced was asking women if they wanted to have sex with me, just being honest. And being like, I'd like to have sex tonight. Are you up for it? And this can be very frustrating, and it can harm the relationship, because at that moment she's going to tell you the truth, which you haven't warmed her up, you haven't gotten her in the mood, so that she'll say no. And then you'll be a lot less motivated to get her in the mood. So the more words, the more talk, the more you directly ask for it, the answer will be no. And when you ask for it without putting the effort in to warm her up, it's going to get her drier than the Sahara Desert. What women say they want and what they actually want are two very different things. And I do not believe in forcing yourself on people. That's wrong. But the whole asking for consent, asking at every step of the way, that's going to turn her off. As much as women say they want to be asked and they want you to ask permission for everything, that is not the behavior of a confident man. And you should be very receptive if she says, no, I'm not in the mood tonight, or no to anything that you're trying to do, anything physical, anything sexual. You need to stop and take a step back. Do not do anything that is sexual assault or against her will. But if you ask, and if you ask for every step, like, can I kiss you? Can I have sex with you? All these things, she's going to say no, and that's going to turn her off, and it'll make you look stupid. So ask for sex with your actions and your voice and your touch and your flirtation and your wit and your humor. That's how you ask for sex, not directly asking for sex, because she will say no and she will get turned off by you, and she'll definitely not want to have sex with you if you just ask. You need to be building sexual tension all the time, not just when you want sex. You need to be the leader and plan dates and plan your time together and put thought and effort into it. You have to court her. It doesn't necessarily have to be expensive, but it has to be thoughtful and something you both will truly enjoy. And it needs to show your preferences and personality. So if you're a foodie, it doesn't have to be expensive. Take her to an ethnic restaurant you like, that you know that she hasn't been to, and introduce her to new foods. That's one thing I do all the time, is introducing the woman I love to new foods that they introduce their whole family to, because they just go crazy over it. So I'm a foodie. I like to try new places, and going out for new food, new farmers markets, new grocery stores, ethnic grocery stores that she's never been to, that's a great day. That's a great date. Going to Costco even can be a great date. It's whatever you truly like and shows your personality. So there's a million things. You have to find out what you're all about and apply that. Don't be afraid to touch and tease her. And always ask her to do things. You ask her to do things that benefit her and benefit you. So, like, I'll always ask her, like ask the woman I'm with, to make me a sandwich, to make me breakfast, to get me a glass of water, to make me coffee. They want to serve you. Don't be afraid to ask them to serve you. And it creates a precedence of you're the dominant one and you know the right thing for both of you and you're leading. And you're not afraid to ask for what you want. And she's only too happy to serve a strong man. Especially if she has to be masculine at work all the time. If you can just take the lead and not make her guess what you want for breakfast, you tell her, I want bacon and eggs. I want coffee right now. Could you please make that happen? And it creates a precedent of dominance and leadership. So keep on asking her to do things for you. And 95% of the beta scared guys are only going to serve her and ask her what she wants and what she wants to do. And if she wants coffee, and if she wants to be made breakfast. And by all means, you should be cooking once in a while. You should serve her. If she's tired, you take care of the dishes. If you can help her in any way, you help her. But when you want her to do something and you want to relax, ask her for it. It turns her on to do these things for you. And it creates a precedence of when you're in the bedroom, you can also tell her what to do and what you want, and she will happily do it. So it starts outside of the bedroom. You have to ask her for things. And touch and tease her and make jokes. Every feminine woman wants a masculine man that they can be blissfully submissive to. They want to feel safe and let go with a man that they can trust. If you're lazy and don't spend time or effort to build sexual tension with her outside of the bedroom, it doesn't matter how ripped, attractive, or rich you are, she is not going to have sexual desire for you. That's why you hear about rich men's girlfriends and wives cheating on them with bums, and people cheating on their provider husbands with bums who have the guts to tell them what to do and be the man and lead. You can be as successful as you want, as ripped as you want, but if you don't lead and you don't tell her what the hell to do, she will leave you for a man that does. Don't ever let yourself be viewed as a platonic friend. You have to always use humor and sexual innuendo. You need to make like a large percentage of your text conversations sexual to make her know that you're not just a friend. You're not her boyfriend, her platonic boyfriend, like all the beta male orbiters she has, the people chasing her. You're not one of those guys who are in the friend zone. You have to make things sexual. And not in a pig-like a way, and not in a stupid way, but you need to, make funny jokes. For example, like if a woman texts me, oh, it's so hot and muggy today, I'll text her back, well, if it's hot and muggy, you should probably wear as little clothing as possible. Or be like, oh, the thought of you hot and sweaty is a nice picture in my mind. Something like that. Something flirty, something a little bit sexual, something hot. Or she mentioned she had tacos for dinner. You could say how much you love eating tacos, especially with extra sauce. Like, keep it sexual, keep it flirty, but you have to keep it subtle. You can't just say, oh, I want to pound you like that. No, use the taco jokes. Use the joke that'll create a picture in her mind, like, oh, if it's hot outside, you should wear as little clothes as possible. Like, just keep it light, humorous, and suggestive. You need to always be sexually suggestive to show her that you're not just one of those guys in the friend zone and you won't accept that ever. You have to keep things sexual, always. You have to be busy, authentically busy, on your purpose, have real hobbies and passions you enjoy inside and outside of work. You need to have hobbies and passions that keep you busy. You can't be available to spend time with her all the time. You need to spend plenty of time apart from her. When you are spending time together, you have to make it quality time. So no checking the phone, keep your phone off. Eye contact is huge. You need to constantly be looking into her eyes. It's a sign of dominance. Look right into her eyes and wait for her to look away first. You need to look right into her eyes. That turns them on. That really gets their juices flowing when you have the balls to look right into their eyes and not run your damn mouth all the time. Be okay with silence and just looking into her eyes without running your mouth like a nervous person, but just look into her eyes. It's a sign of dominance. It's a sign that you're not afraid to look at the woman that you desire. When you look deep into her eyes, that's a sign of dominance. So when you're spending time together, make it quality time. Turn your phone off. Look deep into her eyes. Touch her. Keep your hand on her thigh. Keep your hand on her arm. Whatever your favorite part of her is. But you need to constantly be touching her and looking at her with adoration. That builds up the sexual tension. Is all the touching and all the foreplay that happens in between actual sexual intercourse. All of that builds up sexual tension, and that's what you need for her to be ready. When you want to get intimate, that's when she won't reject you, if you're constantly building the sexual tension. Don't be afraid to rock the boat and engage her emotions. Men who give her a variety of positive and sometimes negative emotions keep her engaged emotionally. And those who always go along to get along will inevitably bore her. And mark my words, when you bore her and you don't engage her emotions, that will lead to her ending the relationship in one way or another. So it's very important. Even if the emotions are negative, it's important. You want to have a good balance of positive and negative emotions to keep her emotionally invested in you and stop her from getting bored. And you might think this is all too complicated and women are psychos and start hating women because they're so complicated, but it's just the way they're built. They can't help it. Everyone from your mother, your aunties, your sister, to the woman that you want to sleep with, they're all the same when it comes to this stuff. And if you don't engage their emotions in a both positive and negative way sometimes, they will get bored and they will leave your ass. Do not ever hesitate to disagree with her when you have a real disagreement. So if she chooses to bring up some political thing that you all don't agree on, you have to be able to say your truth in a loving and calm way, but you say it. You don't keep it inside. You say it. And when she gets pissed off at what your response is, you're engaging her emotionally. So even when it's negative like that, even if it's a hot button political issue or something like that, she will get turned on because you had the balls to disagree with her and you didn't go along to get along. And trust me, this is where a lot of you go wrong. You'll go along with whatever she believes, and she'll see your weakness and sense that you're not telling the truth about what you really feel, and she will eventually leave your ass for a stronger man. So you have to stick to your guns without being a jerk and without arguing with her. Don't turn it into an argument, but just say your piece and lovingly agree to disagree. But you should not ever hesitate to disagree with her. Do not ever hesitate to have conflict or stating your true opinion just to keep things smooth. You got to be honest and be real and raw. During these awkward situations, you have to practice a calm emotional state. Staying calm, cool, and collected. When you master this, she'll feel your strength, trust you, and feel safe with you. You have to have the balls to be raw, unreserved, and you have to keep rocking the boat sometimes to keep her wanting to be intimate with you. That's why they say women love assholes, women love bad boys. Because the bad boy's not just going to agree with her when she says some stupid nonsense, what a lot of women believe these days, politically and otherwise. And I'm not going to get into talking about my politics. But women believe a bunch of stupid crap, and you don't have to agree with them. And when they find a man who doesn't go along with their crap, the nonsense that they believe in, they want that man because he's a masculine man, not like all these other cucks out here. So, trust me, disagreeing with her and holding your ground is just going to do nothing but turn her on. And a lot of the greatest sexual experiences I've had were with women who really disagreed with me politically. And I would not be in a relationship with any of these women. I would not have children with any of these women. I wouldn't invest a lot of money and time in these women. But the sex was great because of the polarity and because I was man enough to disagree with them. And trust me, try this. It works. You will thank me. You will thank me for this. You have to have a calm emotional state at all times. And teach yourself how to only expect pleasure when you're with a woman and genuinely be enjoying yourself. Don't put on a show. Don't pretend to be someone you're not, but genuinely expect pleasure and genuinely have a good time. Because that feeling is contagious to your partner. You need to take your time with all aspects of the relationship. Contrary to what you might think, women prefer to chase. Women prefer to be the pursuer when it comes to romance. Although you might initially ask her out for the first date, after that you need to give her the pleasure of chasing you. You can text her to make a second date, say you had a really good time, and make the second date. But after that, you need to give her the opportunity and pleasure of chasing you. And it's also a test. If she wants to see you again, she will probably text you. So after the second date, leave it. Do not text her, do not reach out, let her reach out to you. And when she does reach out to you, you need to use that as a sign that she wants you to plan the next date. She wants your leadership to plan the next date. And the first date, yeah, I always try and, try and get intimate right away. Even if they do say no, they'll see that you're a confident person and you're used to getting your way. You're a confident man that's used to having his way with a lot of women. So I will try and do a sex close on the first date. But it's okay to, get to know someone. And often inexperienced men, they get feelings after sex. So if you're looking for a more long-term relationship, maybe, hold off. Because you don't want to get feelings for it right away. But basically, after the second date, you need to make fun-filled activities that lead to sex. Near her place or yours. You need to be leading it to sex. And using all those techniques I taught you. Stimulating her emotionally. Touching her. Teasing her. Asking her to do things. Let her initiate the communication in between dates. And you should be using technology as a tool to create the next in-person meeting. And that meeting should lead to intimacy and sex. Do not be her pen pal, and don't talk too much in between your in-person meetings, or you will destroy any sense of mystery that exists. And also, you will show her that you don't have a life and you don't value your time and you don't have anything better to do except running your damn mouth with her. So keep phone conversation to a minimum. You want to talk about your week, talk about your life when you're together in person. You don't have to yap on the phone 24/7 with her, because it doesn't show the high value, and it shows that you have nothing else going on and you're not busy. And if you're not busy, get busy with something. You need to get your ass busy with something, or she'll sense that you don't have anything going on except try to chase tail, and she will run away from you. You need to stay genuinely busy with your purpose, hobbies, and passions, and keep communication in between dates to mostly logistics. Use technology for logistics to plan the next date, and she'll sense that you're a confident and integrated man with options, and she will pursue you. And women prefer to pursue you, and women prefer to chase. And I'll probably do my next video about that. In the context of a long-term relationship or marriage, it is much more challenging to make her chase you. Moving in together can often damage the sexual polarity of the relationship. Excuse me. Moving in together can often damage the sexual polarity of the relationship. I made an entire video about how to maintain sexual attraction when in a long-term relationship. But it comes down to the same things I talked about during this. You have to constantly be flirting with her, innuendo, sexual jokes, things that are going to turn her on in between the times you have sex. And you need to take your time. So, and not just ask for sex, but let your actions ask for it. And the time leading up to sex, you need to take things really slow. A lot of guys want to just get it in right away and go straight to the intercourse. But you need to take the foreplay really slow and let her start taking clothes off. Don't just take her clothes off. Let her start taking her clothes off and your clothes. And she should be begging for you to be inside of her. That's when you really turn her on, is when you show that you're in no rush, you're patient, you can wait, you're not just want to get it in and run, but you should take things super slowly. It should be a many hour-long process of foreplay, taking things really slow. Do everything slowly, deliberately, and enjoy every sensation. And yeah, you should be dominant, but let her crave you. So let her take off your clothes. Let her take off her own clothes. And don't rush to get her naked. But take your time, and you will separate yourself from 99.5% of the men who just want to get it in and run. And that does not create a memorable experience for her. So I've given you a great outline of what to do. I can't tell you what to do in your specific relationship or how to manage the mistakes you've made to ruin your relationship. And chances are a lot of you are watching this because your women stopped wanting to have sex with you. And it's not like the honeymoon period, the first 90 days of your relationship, where you all were having sex every day or twice a day, and she couldn't wait to tear off your clothes, and she was cooking for you and doing all those things. Now that she has you locked down in a relationship, these things aren't probably happening, but I know the antidote to this, and these things are all fixable. So I'm here for you guys. If you need coaching, send me an email to book a session, and I'm happy to guide you through what to do to fix the relationship you're in And if it's not fixable and you've screwed it up too much, and yes, it is on you as a man to lead the relationship and lead the sexuality in the relationship. So if you have screwed it up too much and the relationship's not salvageable, we can make a plan to get you a replacement. This weekend, I can tell you how to do that. I can tell you what to say, what to do. And I'm happy to help you, so book a session. I book up fast, so you might have to wait a while. But if you get to me right away, I can fit you in on the list as soon as possible. So email me to book a session if you have a problem you can't fix by watching this video. Alright, I love you all. I care for you all. I really want to help you end your pain and be happy and live your best life and have a happy relationship and have the love you deserve and have you give your woman the love that she deserves. And I just want you all to be happy. So I'm here for you. And I want to help you detoxify your love life. So I hope you can do it just with this video. But if you need more help, I'm here for you. And I'll have more content out soon. Love you all. God bless. I'll be talking to you soon.